This is the Phantastic Sports Show, presented by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Well, welcome in to the Phantastic Sports Show. It is not a fantastic day, Jamie.
We're both wearing dark colors, like we're in mourning.
Yeah. I went navy, though.
I went black because that's my mood today. I'm just as...
It was a rough day here yesterday, just in the city as a whole. And, I mean, it starts with those Eagles, unfortunately. So we're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to get into what went wrong. But, you know, don't worry. We're also going to get into the Sixers and, of course, the Union, who I feel like, you know that Tyra Banks meme? It's like, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you because I hyped them up so much.
Oh, yeah.
And then I tried to get everyone to buy in. And
I bought in.
Yeah. And sorry. So, we're going to get into all of that. But, hey, the good news is not only is it Jamie a Pody Monday, our friend Chase Jug is here. So I'm super excited because it's always a fun show with Chase in the house. And maybe that can soothe the depression a little bit.
Soul. We need something. So
I don't know. All right, Jamie, tell the good people at home how they can weigh in.
Oh, you all know, right?
Yeah.
Because we need you to call us and give us your selfie style videos. So 215-915-PHAN.
Weigh in.
We're gonna weigh in with your takes and get you on the show.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So Chase will join us in just a little bit. So keep it here.
That was not a pretty game at all. 21-0, you're up. And you go and lose that thing 24-21? Oh, man. I mean, I know we're the Super Bowl champions, but come on, Eagles, get the game together.
I mean, did Vegas call? Or did Dallas just adjust better than us? I mean, maybe we were overconfident. Let's just all calm down and we'll get him next week. And now, if the last person on the planet was Chip Kelly, I still wouldn't take him.
Okay. Well, we're down bad on the fan cam, but hey, Chase, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm great. It's Thanksgiving week. Just one.
Did you bring me coffee?
Just one.
I did. I drank it on the way though, so sorry. But you can have some of this one if you want.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you're all right.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fair.
All right. How are we feeling here, folks? Chase?
I mean, you can't not be bummed, right? 21-0, and we just give it up. There's no fight. There's no nothing. A terrible non-call. That really was the salt in the wound, I'd like to say. I mean, Coop does Coop things, and then Jake Elliott does the Home Alone face. Can't believe this.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it was bad. And you think that the Union are going to be able to pick you up, number one seed, right? We think we're going into it. We're going to continue on in the playoffs, and then we're done.
And we'll get into the Union later. But, just a really, really, really terrible day. And you just walk away from that. And, like, okay, I know in my heart that we didn't need that game, right, in terms of standings. Like, Philadelphia did not need that game yesterday. However, it's Dallas week. You just don't want to hear it. And now the whole narrative is like, oh, Dallas is coming back. Like, they...
Well, that narrative's ridiculous, and I can't stand it. But we sat here on this very set and talked about the fact last week that they weren't just going to win; they were going to win in blowout fashion.
Yeah,
and it sure looked like that.
Yeah,
like it.
I was
very
like, yeah,
much,
we're right.
100%. I'm like, see, that's what we said. We said they're going to score 30 points, and it's going to be a 3-touchdown win, and yada yada yada. So what upset me was exactly what you heard Saquon say after the game, which is that they wanted it more.
Yeah.
That upset me because you don't want to see that, in Philadelphia, right?
You don't want to see that in the Kelly Green either. Can we just point that out too? The first loss in the
loss.
Kelly Green and the new wave of Kelly.
Why are they? Well, you talked about this last time that it was the first time they wore it on the road since I think the 90s, right?
Yeah, I mean since they reestablished it.
Yeah, but in the 90s when they wore that on the road, the last time they wore it, I looked it up, was in a loss in the playoffs in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Why are we wearing that?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I felt about the Kelly Green roads, but also it's not even about the I'm going to be so honest, not even about the uniform. Like Jordan Mailata, and I'm not picking on Jordan. I'm just saying that was a sentiment in the locker room that we sat there on Wednesday and heard players, and Jordan Mailata comes to mind because I was standing right in front of him when he said it, talk about how we have to stop playing behind the sticks. We have to stop taking stupid penalties because, that takes no talent. That's just focus, and that's just discipline. And you watch him do the exact same thing that we've been hearing this narrative of, like, we have to stop doing it, we have to stop, and they did it again, and it's like
14 times they did it.
guys, for almost 100 yards. It's so frustrating because it's not like, look, hats off to Dallas, whatever. But I don't necessarily think they did anything insanely, revolutionary. It's just the Eagles kept shooting themselves in the foot.
What did you hear Landon Dickerson saying? They were giving us looks that we weren't prepared for, yet in the pregame shows on Fox, shout out to Fox,
Yeah.
they were talking all about these different looks that Dallas was showing. So why were they prepared, but Petula wasn't? The
Yeah.
line wasn't.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I heard that today of how do they know it, but we don't?
Right.
And how about halftime adjustments? I mean, here's a team. I mean, Dallas comes out at the half, right? Mm-hmm. And guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
And there is
Nothing.
Was there nothing? What did they just say? Oh, well, we've got this in the bag, so we're just gonna
Time to coast.
do the
Yeah.
same. But that's not right. And then
No.
once you see that they're motoring here, and this game is close, and it gets within a score or two, don't you change something up?
You'd think, but
Nothing. There was nothing. It was still the
I mean,
same
how many
old
rushes did Saquon have, too?
and right up
Right.
the middle.
Right.
It's been the same story, and you hear him, we're close to clicking, and you want to believe him, right?
It's literally week 12,
But it's
like-
when do we click?
Right.
When does it happen?
And on the flip side,
is it
though,
Tank Bigsby?
You've got a lot of Eagles fans who said on my social media pages, "Hey, wait a second, why are you bashing them? We're 8-3." But at some point here, like then
Yeah.
they're going to be 8-4.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be
Yeah.
8-5.
Yeah.
Like you got to come out and call it like you see it. Something's wrong with this offense.
yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to the fan cam.
But it was embarrassing. You go up 21-0, right? An opportunity to really step on their necks, and you take your foot off their necks, off the gas, and you let them come back and win this game. Terrible. Terrible. It's like we're two different teams. Second half, how do you not score 1 point?
21 points in the first quarter. Nothing after that. Unacceptable. Does the offensive coordinator know how to adjust to teams in the second half? It don't seem like it. Something has to change.
I agree, Edward. Something does have to change.
In
All
bed
right.
Ed knows what he's talking
I
about.
know, I
In bed, Ed.
100%. You know what? That's where I want to be, actually, because I didn't feel like waking up and doing things this morning either. So
It's
I
tough.
get it. I get it. It's a bleak Monday. That leads us to our go vote, though. Whose fault it? Geez.
Well,
There you have it, folks.
there's the answer.
Whose fault is this? And 92 percenters, apparently. Yeah. I can't disagree. And you know what? Defense kind of went off the rails as well, but they played so well the past couple of weeks that
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
How much
can't.
can you lean on them until they break?
Right.
They can only do so much. It's tough to see the same thing over and over. And I hate to say this, I really do. Remember how we all got on the Chiefs of like, they're not really that good. They just keep winning. That's what it feels like a little bit. And
Yeah.
it stinks to have to admit that, but it's like we keep finding ways to win, but it's not convincing. It just is, it's working out in our favor right now.
Yeah.
So what do? You fire an offensive coordinator midseason? Do you fire an offensive coordinator, period, given that Jalen's had to learn a new offense with a new offensive coordinator year after year after year? What are you supposed to do?
Is consulting the answer? That's
Yeah,
been floated
I mean,
around with
maybe.
Dougie P.
Maybe.
Somebody said Chip Kelly.
Something
I know
has to-
People don't want him, but I
Yeah.
mean,
No.
Not the
we don't-
chipster.
Look, I'm not
the
saying that
chipster.
I want Chip and the
Hold on.
smoothies and the sprints back. I'm just throwing it out there.
Don't get crazy now, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's reel back in.
Yeah, we can't be going extreme. All right, we're going to take our another time out here. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation on this Eagles team because something ain't right. Something stinks.
This has been the problem with the Philadelphia Eagles in several other games over the course of this year, is they've been allowing teams to hang around for too long.
Yesterday debacle, no excuses, a flat-out disgrace. Paychecks ought to be revoked up and down the field. You come out 21-0, 96 penalty yards is a disgrace.
Mike has had enough. He's fed up. He
I
said,
love a Northeast
he
Philly
said y'all are
accent.
stealing money at this point.
An angry Northeast Philly guy maybe my favorite.
Welcome back into the Fantastic Sports Show. We're, of course, still discussing this Eagles loss. And guys, I don't know where I am on this team. I feel like I waffle so much, and maybe that's where everybody is, because I had said for a couple weeks, and Jamie, you've been here weekly. I've said for a couple weeks, I don't know. This is very 2023 coded. But then defense put together a back-to-back incredible showing against two really, really good NFC North teams that could potentially be championship caliber teams. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, okay, maybe defense does win championships. Like, maybe they can sneak by, because who else? Everybody else is kind of also in a weird zone too, and no one is truly dominating. So I'm like, maybe the Eagles can go back, because it's just a weird year. And now I'm back on this 2023 coded season. I don't know where I stand. How do you guys feel?
Well, it's weird. I would say it's weird that last week we're talking about, are they just going to cakewalk into the Super Bowl? Who's going to beat them? Was that not our conversation?
Yeah, because you were like, this defense is so
And now that
dominant.
you can see that they can lose a 21-point lead to the Cowboys, the answer of who's going to beat them is anybody.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I might push back on that, because the Cowboys have been putting up points, right? It's not like that their offense was a surprise. We just dominated in the first half. So I still feel like, okay, our defense is that good to carry us. I mean, and also shout out to Nakobe Dean. I mean, what a breath of fresh air to have him and step into that role. But if it was anybody else but the Cowboys, and I realize that we have to play the team of that week, does that happen with how good our defense is? Because that is a dominant offense. And it's a really bad no PI call. Like that is a reality. You gotta play it what it is.
That's a good point.
Jake Elliott has a bad miss.
Yeah.
Saquon fumbles.
Things that
there
don't
were
happen,
some bad,
right?
and that's true. The way that the letdown in that second half could have happened against any team.
Yeah.
I hate that it was the Cowboys. The fact that it was the Cowboys will haunt us. The fact that I put up on my Facebook page the picture of Devontae Smith's catch and said, this is my new profile pic, and then they end up losing that game, that's going to haunt me for a long time. Because you should see my mentions. My point being, like, yes, we have an issue with it being the Cowboys, but don't you think that any offense that's any bit of worth could have come back yesterday? I don't know.
Yeah, see,
with the way they gave that game up.
I do think there's a lot that goes into play. There's a lot of variables, the Cowboys being one of them, and again, being a dominant offensive team. But I don't know that any team could have done what they did. I do think that it hurts a little bit more because it was in Dallas. It was the Kelly Green. There was the opportunity to clinch the NFC if Dallas goes out and loses on Thanksgiving. So there's so much weight and gravitas that goes into that. I think that's what we're feeling is true and through Philadelphia fans, right? When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I also do trust in the Jalen-isms that we're going to come back. And, this is an opportunity to prove ourselves once again. He seems calm, cool, collected. The main thing's the main thing. Him and AJ were clicking, whether it's a forced click or not.
That part, I will say.
That was good to see.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have a fan cam to get to, but you just brought up AJ. Can I tell you something that bothered me? AJ looked great. He got his catches. He had his numbers. The Eagles lost. He seemed not as upset after the game as normal. No, was I misreading that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the fan cam has to say.
It was the best of times and the worst of times. After a great first half, an absolute meltdown and train wreck of a second half, too many mistakes and just too many fundamental errors, and the turnovers were a killer. But we got to put that in the rearview mirror and get ready for the Bears on Friday.
I agree, Paul. You know what? Well said. And I am so happy that we've got another game on Friday already. It's a short week, and sometimes that is really detrimental, especially when you got guys banged up or whatever. But I think in this case, when you have that really nasty collapse, the best thing to do is to flush it as fast as possible. And so to be able to have another game this close, I think, now maybe I'm wrong, but I think it will be to their benefit.
At home, which is great.
Yeah.
We can't lose to the Bears at home.
Bears are all right.
I know. That's what makes me nervous. They are.
Is that a sneaky win for the Bears? I hope
They're
not.
also 8-3, correct?
They've been on a little bit of a tear. It feels like they're clicking.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it right to this camera. I'm not worried about Chicago. Book it.
Get it. All right.
Book it. PHI over CHI, baby. Let's go.
Hey, all right. So we do have to talk. We're going to have to continue this wake because we have to talk about the Union. So, yeah. Unfortunate. There's your number. There's your QR code to upload. Either way, we'll get it and we'll put you on TV. We'll be right back.
I'm an Eagles fan. Just when you think we're down and out, we come back to make you shout. If you want to play ball, just give us a call.
Oh, Lolita.
I love that.
Gotta get her and Paul together.
I know.
Some rhymes.
But she said just when you think you're down and out, they come back. They didn't.
Yeah, but I like the optimism. We need more of that, Lolita.
Yeah, maybe Friday. You know
like
what? Get that lick back,
Yeah.
Friday. All right. Bad day. Certifiably down bad all day. I watched the Eagles game at Union Yards, which is across the street, like not the street, across the train tracks from Subaru Park. They built this like cool little structure, beer garden thingy. So, and the place was packed. Like there were so many people in there. There was not enough space for people to be because everyone wanted to watch the Eagles game. Eagles go and lose. The entire crowd is like, all right, shake it off. Let's go into the Union game because, I mean, number 1 seed, Supporter Shield winner. It's going to be fine. And then it wasn't.
Did you see my husband and my 11-year-old son Chase there? Because they were doing the same thing you were.
Yeah. No,
with the same optimism that you had. And yeah, can I say something terrible?
Sure.
I had this bad feeling after the Eagles that was going to happen. No, I feel like sometimes that happens to us. Like, where we
Bad
have
vibes.
a day where they all win, and then we have a day where they all lose. And this was upsetting because don't tell me the Union were not better. They had more shots.
Yeah.
They had more chances.
Just couldn't finish.
They couldn't finish.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little mad for the Union because I think a major factor in it was the schedule. The fact that you had
The long break.
22 days in between games
That was
is
a long break.
egregious, and that is on Major League Soccer. That's an MLS issue, and I don't know
You're
how
not
they
wrong.
fix it because it's international break window. But like when they were in the Cup in 2022, when they lost, but when they were in the Cup in 2022, that was also another bad day in
Yes.
sports because then the Phillies
Terrible.
lost the
One of
World
the worst
Series.
days of my life.
But that game was played when the Phillies were in the World Series. Why? And that was a final. Why are we playing
like
the Eastern Conference
December.
semifinal
Almost.
The week of Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Like I think that's insane, and I feel like the Union. And I'm not making excuses for them. I mean, shout out to NYC. They played an incredible game. Matt Freeze,
He
local
was
guy.
unreal. Wayne PA. He was
Shout
phenomenal.
out. I mean, and it couldn't have been a nicer human being that had that day. So like, congratulations, Maddie. But I feel like they were almost penalized because they were good. Like they had such a big layoff in between because they won the Supporter Shield. Then it's like, okay, well, best of 3 series. They beat Chicago in 2, and so then
that's
they had
more
another
layoff,
week.
right.
And it's like, what are we doing? You're penalizing the teams that are great. I don't understand how that's good for the product and good for the game. But
And you saw those flashes
What do I
too
know?
of Frankie Westfield right there, and just if we play a little bit longer, if it's not that big of a gap, does he put both of those in the back of the net? I'm sitting there eating my steel penny pizza, enjoying. I'm ready to cheer. I'm ready to throw it up, and then just utter letdown.
Yeah.
So I was sad eating versus happy eating.
You know what we did? We did sad eating too.
did you?
Well, the 2 boys that didn't get to go to the Union game, I was so upset about the Eagles that we went to Dairy Queen, which was random. So I know, right? Like it's freezing. Like this makes no sense.
It's just what you need. It's what the body needs
So
during
we
a day
did.
like
We
that.
needed that.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there with my Dairy Queen, and I'm like, we're not going to score?
Yeah.
Come on.
It just felt like there was something missing, and I mean, the second half of the game, up until extra time, it's like, are we trying? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like there was 1 or 2. Again,
Although
shout
I
out
will
to Philly
say
Zone
the
Frankie
goalkeeping
Westfield.
on both sides was
great.
so
I mean,
phenomenal.
You do
Yeah.
have to tip your cap as just a sports fan, as a new soccer fan. I'll admit it. I'm a new soccer fan.
Hey, everybody's welcome.
It was so incredible. It was
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Like it had me on the edge of the seat. It had me up. It had me down. It was a great game.
Yeah.
It was a great game. Just an unfortunate turnout.
Just disappointing. Oh, and just to add a little salt to the wound, Sixers lost as well yesterday.
Of course they did. That's what I just said. That's how it happened.
We have the expectations for them. So it doesn't take much to get me excited about the Sixers because I don't have any expectations. So anything that they do, if it's remotely good, even if they lose, it's like, it was a good game.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, I was not tore up about that.
Yeah.
But the other two, you ruined my whole week. All right, we are gonna take another timeout. When we come back, we'll give you our final thoughts. And guess what? You can watch the Eagles game right here on Fox 29 on Friday.
I thought you were going to say again.
No, we're not doing that. All right, guys, as I mentioned, you can watch those Birds take on the Chicago Bears Friday, 3 o'clock, right here on Fox 29. But hey, don't just tune in at 3 o'clock, all right? We've got Fox 29 Game Day with myself, Gary Cobb, and Dave Spadaro at 10 a.m. So you might as well just hang out with us all day. You guys going to the game? You hanging out with your families? What are we doing?
Black Friday. Yeah, no, sitting, turkey leftovers, watch on the couch.
Yeah, make my own gobblers, and I'll be hanging out with you guys all day.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching you, Bree.
Love it. We'll see you guys tomorrow.